Hello and welcome to Spirit Among Us. To end this week talking about the return of Jesus, I want to look at our identity. To really make the best use of time, we need to be focused and intentional. Our actions should reflect God's goodness and love. And our self-identity is a large motivating factor in our decision-making. How we view ourselves plays a major role in what we're going to do in life. So to start out, we need to understand we do not belong to this world. John chapter 15 verse 19. This is Jesus speaking here. If you belong to the world, it would love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. That is why the world hates you. Jesus was speaking to his disciples at the time. They faced heavy persecution. They went around preaching the gospel when he sent them out, and they faced some heavy persecution from people, and especially heavy persecution after Jesus rose back into heaven. When the first churches were starting up, there were many martyrs. The world truly hated the disciples of Jesus. And that's what he's saying here. But this also applies to us. Now, today we may not see or always see the same persecution and outward hatred that was visible during this time. But the same principle applies, that the darkness of this world is completely opposite from God. And we do not belong to that darkness anymore. We don't belong to this world anymore. We're not part of this world anymore. We're living in the world, but we are not of this world. No longer are we the lost sheep. No longer are we stumbling around in the darkness, because we have found a Savior and he has found us. And now we belong to him. 1 Peter chapter 2 verses 9 through 10 say this: "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. Once you were not a people, but now you are the people of God. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy." God has called us out of darkness into his wonderful light. He has called us, chosen us out of this world, out of the darkness and evil of this world, into his wonderful light. And look at how we are described here in these verses. We are chosen by God. We are God's royal priesthood. He has made us to be a holy nation, a holy people. And I love this part. God's special possession. Not only do we simply belong to God, but he views us as his special possession, his unique possession. Not just something else that he has, but there's something really special that God sees about us. And this is our identity in Jesus Christ. So to come back full circle here, to understand our identity, that we belong to God, this understanding should motivate our decision making. This understanding that we are God's chosen people, his special possession, should motivate us to change the way we live our lives. When we understand who we are, that will lead us to live our lives in the way God wills for us. And we are God's people. We aren't just our own anymore. We don't belong to this world. We belong to God. And as God's chosen people, let us return to him. I want to challenge you to take a look at your life today, to ask yourself in prayer with God, to analyze your own heart, to analyze your life, and look at any ways that you are being separated from God. Ask Him to reveal any ways in your life that are keeping you from Him, any actions or behaviors or things you like to do, or maybe just straight up sin that's separating you from God or keeping you from living the life He's called you to. Let this be a call to return to your Creator. You belong to God now. You don't belong to this world anymore. He has chosen you out of this world. You are God's special possession, cherished by Him. So live in a way that understands that you belong to Him, that acknowledges that you are a child of God. And let us all do this all the more as we see the day of Jesus' return drawing near. Thank you for watching, and God bless.